Hey guys, and welcome back to a new video in my Ark Let's Play. It felt good to be back in Ark, so good in fact that I forgot to record an intro for this video. But there was some time before this where I was fluffing around trying to figure out what mods I did and didn't have, so that kind of distracted me. But in today's episode, I decided that I was going to go tame a Yuty once and for all. I tried to last episode, and the episode before that I was preparing and figuring everything out, but I just never got around to it. So I decided that the one that's stuck in the ice was going to be my target for today's episode. But when I was out checking my base and seeing what was messed up and what wasn't, I found that half my raft was missing, which is quite concerning because I had stuff in the storage box on that raft. But after a bit of messing around, I got all of it back, which was good. I started this taming trip by figuring out what I had and what I didn't have and what I needed to craft for a trap. Now, I'd done some messing around on a super flat world before, trying to figure out what was the best way to trap a Yuty if needed, and I found that they could go through small dinosaur gates, which I just didn't expect. I thought they would be the same as the Rex and not be able to. So trapping them that way didn't work. So I decided to make a bear trap and a few metal boards to trap the Yuty in. But since I was going for the one in the ice, I didn't really care too much because I thought I could just kill the Carnos that was sitting in there with it and worry about the rest. Now there was this level 130 Yuty that I saw on my little dino finder, and I thought that would be an interesting one to tame, but when looking at it, it just didn't seem too viable. After about half an hour of messing around and grabbing everything I needed, I made my way up. But midway up north, I found out that I didn't have my spyglass mod installed, and I really liked that. So I left the game and installed a spyglass mod. Turns out I installed the wrong one, so I had to leave the game again and install the correct spyglass mod. After more messing around, I managed to find the right spyglass mod, and I went to go through the iceberg, and I was like, oh, I can't get my way through this. There's too many little parts. And I tried to go around, but I hit into the world border, which freaked me out because I was on my phone at the time, and I didn't realize everything was sliding off. So I turned my way around and spent 5 minutes trying to maneuver through the ice to get all the way through, which was a huge pain in my ass. And as you can see with the footage now, the collision of the raft is really small, so I can fit through most of these gaps, but the collision of the icebergs is like really weird. So some places it looks like I can't fit through, but I can, and other places it look like I'll be fine to go through, but I just can't. So I spent a little bit of time scanning out with my bird the best path to get through, and I finally got through this first section, which thank God was the worst of it because there was 3 more sections up ahead. After the long journey up north with my raft, I went to go scout out the 2 Yuty since they were really close to each other. And the level 130 Yuty had a pack of Carnos around it, which I really just didn't want to mess with. But the other Yuty was still stuck in ice with its pack of Carnos, which would have been much easier to deal with. So after a little bit of decisions, I went back to my raft to figure out a plan of what I was going to do. After some deciding, I thought the best thing to do would be to place a billboard just so the Yuty couldn't get out, as that ramp did look a bit suspicious. I remembered I had my shotgun on me, and I decided to see if I could shoot out the Carnage without damaging the Yuty too much, as I didn't want to get it too low to the point where I couldn't shank it out to tame it. So I put my shotgun in my inventory with a few bullets I had and shot at the Carnos, and realized that I did a fair bit of damage to them and that the damage didn't convert over to the Yuty, which was really nice. So after wasting the bullets that were in there, I decided to head home to grab more shotgun shells from my smithy and come back and kill the Carnos. And on my way back, I found a supply drop which was really useful as it had about 80 pistol bullets in there. So I could go home and make a fabricated pistol to kill the Carnos that were in there if I started damaging the Yuty and if they get too close together, which would be really helpful so I didn't have to make all those bullets. After the long trip home, since my PT has no stamina, I crafted myself a fabricated pistol and a fair few shotgun shells. And the same thing happened on the way up. It was just a long flight. But when I got back, I found that the Yuty had despawned along with the Carnos. Now, there was no way it could have gotten out because the billboard was there and it hadn't gotten out in the past, so it just despawned. So I had to go to the backup plan. The only decent level Yuty in the area, or that I could find in general, was a level 130. So I still had the metal billboards and I still had the bear trap, so I decided that I would just have to go for it and hope for the best. I had my secondary bird here just in case I died, so I'd be able to recover my stuff with the bed on the raft, but it was just going to be a bit of a hassle. The Yuty had been wandering around, and I managed to perch myself up nicely on this iceberg to shoot all the Kanos that were following it, along with a few RGs that wanted to have some beef with me. So, after getting rid of a few of the Kanos, I looked around to see where the Yuty had gone, and it had separated itself from the rest, which was really nice. During this time, though, my bird was knocked off the iceberg by one of the RGs, and I was really scared that the Yuty was going to attack it and it was going to die, but I managed to rescue the bird. So, since Yuty had secluded itself and it was surrounded by water, I decided to jump down and place down some billboards and just hope for the best. Now, this trap I built was a really simple little billboard one that used 3 billboards for the main part of the trap, 1 large bear trap to trap the Yuty, and then a 4th billboard to block off the back. Now, with the new taming physics in ASA, it makes it a lot harder because dinosaurs can figure out what traps are, but for some reason, the Yuty doesn't really care for the billboards, so it decides to run straight into them, allowing old trapping styles like this to still be relevant. Now, I'm going to let you watch this trapping thing in real time with little commentary over it, because Yuty managed to trap itself when I wasn't ready, with Kano still running around, and the billboard didn't place properly, so I was stressed out this whole time. But, spoilers, I managed to get it in the end. Now, as you can see, that was a real struggle for me, with everything just wanting to interfere and the saber ending up in the trap with the Yuty in the end. But after the 2-3 minute hassle, I managed to get it in, and I was so relieved because this had taken me way too long to achieve, and I was getting pretty low with everything attacking me, and it was just, oh my god, a whole event. But I got it in the trap, and I was so thankful. And after dealing with the rest of the threats, I went back to the raft to get my shocking trank darts to get this Yuty out faster. Righty guys, this is the final trank. Oh my god. You don't know how much of a pain that was to trank out. Oh my days. Look at that, beautiful. Now, actually, hopefully I can get some prime off this Kano. Now, after not being able to get any prime off the Kano, I was a bit disappointed because I thought I could just harvest some. So I went around and I found this baby Megatherium, and I did want to try and fight it, but I thought that the parents would just be too annoying and I wouldn't be able to handle it. But I managed to get some prime off a dead Carno with my RG in the end, so all went well. I ended up spiking being the Yuty off from the rest of the world, as there still were a few things hanging around, like a Scorpion, and just I don't know if any other cards would come back, since I only killed a few of them out of the original 6 that were still running around. So I decided for my safety that I'll block it all off to make sure we're all safe. While transporting the Uni back to the raft, it got stuck between some icebergs and was being eaten by some piranhas. Now, to be fair, they weren't doing the most damage, but I really did not want to lose this tame after spending all that effort trying to get it. So I jumped in the water with my amazing sickle and went to go find the fish. And luckily, it was only 1 or 2 piranhas, because if there was any more, I might have been fucked there. But we were all good, and I managed to drag the UD out from being stuck in the ice, since I don't want to go run back and make some cryopods. And this is where we're going to end today's video of me putting the UD back in the raft. Now, I know not much happened in this video, but it was quite an adventure, and there was a lot of footage I wanted to share. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next week for another episode.